What if the most pivotal moments in human history weren't shaped by armies or kings, but by a whisper of a forgotten melody? Picture this: a tune, hummed in the shadows, that inspired a revolution, saved a city, or carried coded messages right under the noses of empires. Music? We all feel it. But what if I told you it has literally changed the course of history, not just through emotion, but through secrecy? You're about to uncover the hidden musical narratives, the secret melodies, that quietly orchestrated humanity's greatest transformations. This isn't about pop songs or catchy tunes. These are sounds so powerful that some were banned, censored, or deliberately erased from history. You think you know history? Think again. Because today, we're decoding the invisible soundtrack that shaped civilizations. Let's start with a simple idea. Music has always been more than entertainment. It's emotion turned into vibration. But since the dawn of civilization, rulers and rebels alike have used sound as a tool to control, to heal, to inspire, to unite. In ancient Egypt, priests believed that specific tones could connect the human soul to divine order. The philosopher Pythagoras, the math guy, claimed the universe itself was built on musical harmony. He called it the music of the spheres. But outside the temples and philosophies, something else was happening. A quieter power play. Take medieval Europe. The church controlled what was sung, literally. Certain modes, like the tritone, were banned, called the devil's interval. Why? Because they created dissonance, tension, feelings of rebellion. That's how seriously they took the emotional power of music. And while kings and bishops commissioned grand hymns, people in the streets were singing something else. Folk songs carrying whispers of resistance and satire. These were the first secret melodies, coded in plain sight. The melody itself wasn't illegal, but its meaning? Dangerous. Throughout history, people who couldn't speak freely turned to song. A melody became a safe house for forbidden words. And this brings us to one of the most explosive moments in world history, where a few notes sparked a revolution. The French Revolution's hidden anthem. Paris, 1790. The air is thick with tension. The monarchy trembles, and in the streets, people start singing a simple tune, Ça ira. At first, it's cheerful, optimistic. Everything will be fine. A carnival song, but as the revolution intensifies, the lyrics change. Ah, ça ira, ça ira, ça ira, les aristocrats à la lanterne. It'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. The aristocrats to the lampposts. It's catchy, dangerous, impossible to stop. Within months, that melody is everywhere. In taverns, markets, military marches. It becomes the anthem of uprising. Even more chilling, people began to hang effigies of nobles while singing it. Imagine being a royalist and hearing that tune echoing down your street. It's like hearing the sound of your own downfall. Ça ira wasn't written by generals or politicians. It was born from the crowd. A melody turned into a movement, and the ruling class knew it. That's why the revolutionaries used it constantly, at parades, executions, and rallies. A few notes, repeated thousands of times, did what pamphlets and speeches couldn't. It united the masses emotionally. Songs of the enslaved, coded calls to freedom. Now let's travel across the ocean to 18th and 19th century America, where enslaved Africans used music not just for comfort, but survival. In fields, they sang what we now call spirituals. To slave owners, these sounded like religious songs, but within them, hid messages of escape, resistance, and hope. Take Follow the Drinking Gourd. It sounded like a harmless folk tune, but it actually gave directions. Follow the Drinking Gourd meant follow the Big Dipper, the stars leading north to freedom. The verses mentioned rivers and landmarks that matched the Underground Railroad routes. Another song, Wade in the Water, was advice in disguise. Escapees were told to wade through streams to throw off scent-tracking dogs. Music became a secret language. The enslaved couldn't pass written notes, but they could sing. Each melody carried a map, a code, a promise. This is what we mean by secret melodies. Songs that hid liberation in plain hearing. See, from protest songs to political uprisings. Fast forward a century, the same spirit evolves into freedom songs and protest anthems. During the civil rights movement, "We Shall Overcome" wasn't just a song, it was an emotional shield. During apartheid in South Africa, anti-government songs carried coded references to banned leaders like Nelson Mandela. And in every revolution since, from Chile to Iran to Ukraine, music is the spark that can't be censored. The melody is always one step ahead of authority. Now, if music can carry rebellion, can it also carry espionage? The answer is yes, and it already has. A. Beethoven and World War II. During World War II, the BBC began its broadcast to occupied Europe with a short, sharp rhythm. Da, 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 dam. The opening of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. It wasn't random. Those 4 notes matched the Morse code for the letter V. V for victory. Every time that motif played, it was a hidden signal of resistance to millions under Nazi rule. The Nazis didn't ban it. They couldn't. It was classical music. But to those who knew, it meant, hold on, we're coming. That's a secret melody hiding in plain sight. B. Covert codes and audio cryptography. During the Cold War, things got even more sophisticated. Intelligence agencies experimented with embedding data into audio signals, an early form of steganography, hiding messages within sound. For example, some shortwave number stations, mysterious broadcasts repeating digits, were hidden between pieces of classical music. Agents would listen to a familiar tune, then write down the coded sequence that followed. In some cases, musical cues themselves signaled actions. A specific melody played on a radio broadcast could mean abort, go, or the package is delivered. And there's a curious modern parallel. In 2010, cyber researchers discovered that digital audio files can be used to embed encrypted data without detection. Some hackers literally hide code inside songs. From the spy's vinyl record to today's Spotify stream, the secret melody evolves. See music as camouflage. And sometimes, sound itself is a shield. In 2014, reports revealed that German MPs played classical music during private meetings to disrupt American audio surveillance. Grieg's Morning Mood, weaponized as noise armor. Music, once again, becoming the line between exposure and secrecy. So when you hear a harmless background tune, ask yourself, who's meant to hear it? And what's it hiding? Not every secret melody is about war or rebellion. Some are about survival. Throughout history, when words failed, people turned to melody. During the Black Death in the 14th century, survivors sang dirges and chants in deserted streets. The dance of death imagery in art was often accompanied by songs that mocked or embraced mortality, a coping mechanism for the unthinkable. Fast forward to 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic. Musicians like Blind Willie Johnson recorded songs like "Jesus is Coming Soon." It was both a warning and a comfort. The melody carried sorrow but also order, a way to make sense of chaos. During World War I, soldiers in the trenches sang "Keep the Home Fires Burning" to remind themselves why they fought. And in World War II, prisoners in concentration camps composed pieces in secret, one of the most haunting being the Theresienstadt ghetto compositions. Despite starvation and death, music gave them identity, humanity. Fast forward again to 2020. Balcony songs during the COVID-19 lockdowns, from Italy to India, weren't planned revolutions, but spontaneous healing rituals. Every time someone stepped out and sang, it was a whisper of defiance against isolation. It's like history reminding us, even when silence takes over, melody survives. Music has been used for psychological warfare, from Noriega's capture in Panama, where the US military blasted heavy metal outside his refuge, to propaganda anthems in wartime, but it's also been used to rebuild. In Rwanda, after the genocide, community choirs helped survivors reconnect. In Northern Ireland, cross-community bands used music to bridge Catholic-Protestant divides. Sometimes the same frequencies that once carried war can tune us back to peace. So what happens to these secret melodies? Some fade, some become national anthems, some get remixed into pop songs, stripped of their history. But the echoes remain. The idea of hidden music, of coded melodies, hasn't disappeared. It's evolving. Today, digital musicians hide sound signatures, imperceptible frequencies that track piracy or prove authenticity. Neuroscientists study how certain rhythms influence brain activity, sometimes even used in marketing or therapy. So yes, melodies still move us, but sometimes they also manipulate us. That's the double-edged power of sound. It can liberate or enslave, heal or harm, unite or divide. And maybe, just maybe, that's why we're drawn to it. Because every song carries a mystery. Who made it and why? So next time you hear a song, stop for a moment. Ask yourself, who first sang it? What did it mean back then? And what might it still be whispering now? Because music isn't just entertainment. It's history, encoded in melody. From revolutions to pandemics, from secret codes to healing rituals, humanity has always used sound to survive, resist, and remember. Maybe you are humming a melody right now that carries a story older than you realize. So keep listening. Because the real question isn't, what's your favorite song? It's, what is your song trying to tell you? If you enjoyed uncovering the secret melodies that shaped human history, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden history deep dives. Tell me in the comments, what's one song you think changed the world, or might be hiding a secret? Because the next time history sings, you'll know how to listen. Know more. Be more.